Even though General Motors is now claiming they have the world's people car, in other words, the most popular car for the people, whatever that means, Ford actually did beat them in the fourth quarter of 2022. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. My name's Sam Evans and I'm coming to you from Melbourne in Australia. Thank you for tuning in. It's great to see you. 2022 was, let's be frank, not the best year for Ford and General Motors when it comes to electric vehicle sales. I mean, GM is saying a lot about their people's car, the Chevy Bolt, and yeah, it's great. The price is good if you can get it for that price. Dealers are marking them up apparently all over the United States right now. But really, General Motors only produced a very small number of EVs. Same with for Ford. But only 2% of GM's vehicles produced in 2022 were actually electric in the United States. That is not really the ramp up of production that General Motors promised. Media said almost nothing about it. It's kind of strange. And interestingly, General Motors actually promised that they would have 18 different electric cars on sale in 2022. In fact, they said in October of 2022, that's when they would all be delivered. Now, we're saying a lot of stuff about Elon Musk lying and making things up and making fake promises, but that's whatever Tesla may have said. It's really nowhere near the limit to what General Motors have said and then not done. The same really goes for Ford, but Ford sales are starting to increase. And that's a good thing because you know what? Their sales have actually increased threefold. Their electric vehicle sales doubled for the whole year of 2022, and in December, they tripled their EV production. It's really promising. In December, total sales of Ford and Lincoln vehicles in the US increased by 3% year over year to 179,280. But the year 2022 ended below 2021's down year. Results in December and in 2022 include Ford sales of 172,000, increase of 2.7%, and 1.78 million for the entire year, but that's down 2% versus the previous year. Lincoln, they were down 17% for December and down 4% for the year. Meaning, well, really, they are kind of struggling right now. General Motors has increased their vehicle sales by 40% in the fourth quarter. Ford is a fair way away from those kind of numbers. But the most important news, because the future of the automotive industry is not internal combustion, it's electric. So the most important news is EV production. And Ford have gone some way towards increasing that. In December, Ford more than tripled electric vehicle sales to 7,823. That's an increase of 223. That's an increase of 233% year over year, which is a new monthly record and about 4.4% of the group's total volume. As you can see in this graph here from Inside EVs, Ford is ramping production. They are. It's not as quick as I hoped it would be, but it is increasing. Ford's electric vehicle lineup includes 3 models, which is smart. GM's strategy of having 35 models, I think that's going to be difficult for them to achieve. It's going to mean lots of different parts and production lines and different platforms. They say they're using the same platform, but they have to change it for each car, modify it for each car, basically. It's more confusing. And considering the fact every manufacturer is saying, well, not everyone, but most of them are saying they have significant problems with parts and getting supply. Man, if you've got 35 models, that's going to make it even harder. If Ford has, say, 6 or 7 models, it's going to make it much easier for them to ramp production. Ford's electric vehicle lineup: Mustang Mach-E, Ford F150 Lightning, and the Ford E-Transit commercial van. So while General Motors do have more of them, more models for sale right now, they're not really supplying more models. That's the truth. Because in the fourth quarter, GM delivered around 70 Hummer EVs for the entire 3 months. Now that vehicle's been on sale for a whole year, and their production rates are still about, less than 20 per month. Their production rates are still less than 25 per month. The same goes for the Cadillac Lyriq, I mean, the Lyric, people are wanting that. They're really, really, really keen to get one, and I can see why. Looks good. But a lot of angry buyers who are saying, we just can't get a car. And you can see that by the sales delivery figures, which are in the very small numbers as well, very similar to the Hummer delivery figures. Ford sales in December. Mustang Mach-E, 4,775. That's an increase of 103%. Ford F-150 Lightning, 2,359. Obviously, it's new. Ford E-Transit, new as well, 689. That's a total of 7,823, increase of 233%, and 4.6% share of the vehicles they sell. So in other words, Ford right now is making twice as many EVs based on their production output as General Motors. I mean, GM's actual EV sales are only, just over 2% of their total vehicle production in the US. Ford's is at 4.6%. That's a lot better in my opinion. During the fourth quarter, Ford sold 20,340 vehicles, all electric vehicles, compared to 8,285 1 year ago. Now you might be thinking, that's not a very good increase, and that's true, but it's better than a decrease. I mean, look at Volkswagen Group, right? Volkswagen in Germany, last year they were saying how they were doing so wonderfully and they were amazing. They were going to blow the world away. They're going to beat Tesla. That's what they said. Yep. And what happened? Well, their EV sales in Germany this year, well, in 2022, the EV sales in Germany were 10,000 less than they were the year before. And that was the same. Porsche sales in Germany down as well of EVs. Skoda sales in Germany down as well. Volkswagen Group are really struggling. They had a big lead on everyone. It's starting to diminish. For the entire year, Ford doubled its electric vehicle sales to 61,675 in the United States. That's a new record. And it's 3.3% of total volume, which is, not real good, to be honest. BEV sales in 2022, though. Mach-E, 39,460, increase of 45%. F-150 Lightning, 15,617. Ford E-Transit, 6,500. For a total of 61,575. All of this means that Ford more than likely will hit 100,000 in 2023, maybe 120,000. Are they going to get anywhere near the 600,000 that they said they would? Absolutely not. That is mythical. That's like as mythical as, I don't know, some kind of Disney movie. That's ridiculous. But Ford can say this. They do have the most popular, or at least the most highly produced electric pickup truck in the US. 15,617 vehicles were delivered to owners. That means they have the top selling electric pickup truck. Well, not the top selling because everyone has hundreds of thousands of orders. The actual top delivering. Delivery is what matters the most. Clearly, getting the vehicle in a customer's hands. Why does this matter so much? Well, because pickup trucks completely dominate the United States car market. Whoever makes them, whoever can make electric pickup trucks, make them at a profit, sell them at a profit, make millions of them, they'll win the US car market. It is that simple. Now, it sounds like I'm just going, just kind of turning everything into something binary, something very simplified, but it actually is that simple. If you can make an electric pickup truck, make a good profit on it, and sell millions of them, you'll make billions of dollars. So it's on. The war is on. The Ram 1500 EV has been, we've seen the concept. The real thing, no one really knows when it's going to come out. They're saying 2024, but we know. Who knows? But if you want to see the details on that car, I did a video on that one. Check out that video. I'll put a link in the description below. Then you got the Silverado EV coming out, meant to be this year. Cybertruck. Obviously, Rivian and Ford already have their EVs. Then you've got Lordstown bringing out their EV. Is that going to be good? No, not really. I made a video on that. I'll put a link in the description below to that video. But then you've got a few interesting dark horses as well that most people have never heard of. Got a few videos coming on those electric pickups too. Now you might be thinking, hang on a minute, doesn't Rivian have the title in the US for the most vehicles delivered in 2022 in terms of electric pickups? And actually, not quite, because their 20,332 includes vans, the R1S SUV, and the R1T pickup truck. Now, even though these sales figures for Ford are a good improvement, realistically, their volume is still very, very low. remember, the Tesla Model Y actually was released at the same time as the Mustang Mach-E. And, well, yeah, Tesla's selling, what, 20 to 1? 20 to 1, about right? So, yeah, it's taken Ford a long time to get here. It's been a huge learning curve. And one thing we've learned is don't listen to the media. They have no idea what they're talking about. They've told us how many times, right? Ford was going to crush Tesla. Toyota was going to crush them. General Motors were going to crush them. Volkswagen were going to crush them. Tesla killers from all these manufacturers, Hyundai and Kia, were going to crush them. They're going to be crushed by all these amazing mainstream car companies who know what they're doing. They've been making cars for decades. In Ford's case, 100 years. Many cases more than well over 50 years. They're the pros. They're the experts. It's just a matter of time before Tesla would either go bankrupt or just be swamped with EVs from other manufacturers. They've been saying this now for how long? 4 years. It hasn't happened. It won't happen in 2023. Yes, it's the narrative right now. That's what everyone's saying. No, it won't happen. Now, would it be good? Absolutely, it'd be great. We're definitely going to see more EVs on the market, and that will help to bring down prices. But remember, you need to make a profit to sell millions of EVs. So the mainstream automotive manufacturers have many years to go before they can get to that point where they can replace most of their fleet with EVs. Otherwise, they can't pay off their debt bills, which are, well, for most mainstream auto manufacturers, a lot. I mean, Volkswagen, Toyota, two most indebted companies in the world. Not car companies, just companies, period. So, yeah, long way to go for that to happen. Now, Ford, they're in a better position because really they're focusing more than anything on two car markets. And most of Ford's debt, in fact, a very large percentage of Ford's debt, even though Ford's debt looks bad, a very large percent of it is financial. Hopefully, there isn't too many foreclosures. No, hopefully there isn't too many people defaulting on their car loan payments in the US. Otherwise, some of that debt could actually look bad. So Ford is saying its output for the Mach-E is going to increase massively to 270,000 vehicles annually. That'd be 3 times higher than what they actually did in 2022. Now, how they're going to do that? Don't know. Good old Jim Farley, though, he knows. He's figured it all out. One bright spot for Ford is the Ford e-Transit. Hopefully they can increase production because it's basically dominating the electric van market because no one else is doing it. Well, there are companies doing it. BrightDrop is doing it, of course, with their commercial division, Rivian commercial vans. But when it comes to residential, just general vans you can go and buy from a company, basically Ford owns that area, even though they've sold not that many. In the first year on the market, 6,500 Ford e-Transit vans were delivered, including 689 in December. That's a really good start. Hopefully next year they can make 100,000 of them. That would be awesome. What do you think of Ford's? Hopefully this year they can make 100,000 of those. That would be awesome. What do you think of Ford's ability to produce EVs this year? Do you think they can increase that by, say, 200%? Now, obviously, Ford is saying the run rate by the end of this year will be 600,000. I think that's highly unlikely, but let me know. I could be wrong. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.